If you're planning a visit to Tokyo, there are a few things you should know before you go. Tokyo is a vibrant and fast-paced city with millions of people going about their daily lives. So the situation could be different from your cities and also different from other cities in Japan. So in this video, we're gonna talk about things you should know before coming to Tokyo. Although Japan is famous for its safe and respectful culture, you still need to be very careful with tourist scams. The highest possible scam you could encounter in Tokyo is lip of the bar. This kind of bar charges extremely expensive fares when you pay. You probably think, yeah, I don't pay that, so there's no problem. Right, something like that, but the thing is not that simple. That is why this is one of the social problems in Japan. So here are the tips to avoid the scam. When you walk around in Tokyo to find the nice bars or nice place to drink, be careful with those friendly looking ladies or men who start talking to you. Well, most of them are touts from normal bars where you can enjoy drinking with fair price. But some of them are touts from lip of the bar, so don't follow any touts in Japan. Okay, number 2, please check reviews and comments of the restaurant or bars before you go. There are several apps you can check reviews and comment in English. Probably the most famous one is Tabelog. You can also check the reviews on Google if you search the name of the bar or name of the restaurant. Well, apart from checking reviews, because sometimes reviews and comments are manipulated, so I highly check the rating of the restaurant or bars. If you check the rating of them on Tabelog, I highly recommend the rating is above 3 out of 5. I've never ever been to restaurant or bars which rating is below 3 on Tabelog. Okay, number 3, please check the menus and prices before you order. One thing you should know is in Japanese bar, they basically serve appetizer at the beginning even though you don't order. And of course you need to pay that appetizer. It sounds weird, but it's kinda, one of Japanese pub cultures. That appetizer is basically instead of seat fee. So you don't need to pay any seat fee in Japanese bars, but you need to pay appetizer instead even though you don't order. So don't get confused even though you get appetizer in Japanese bars, even though you don't order. But unfortunately, Tokyo is still far from multilingual city, so speaking in English is still challenging in Tokyo. Well, especially for Japanese people though. While Japanese people tend to avoid having trouble, having a problem, because we don't have a confidence speaking English, so we tend to avoid communicating with foreigners in English. So even though you talk to Japanese people in English, sometimes they ignore you. It doesn't mean they don't want to speak with you, but they don't have a confidence speaking in English. For smooth communication in Tokyo, in Japan, we highly recommend you to download translation app before you coming here. That is really helpful for you, of course, and for Japanese people as well. Sometimes you probably can't use translation because I don't know, you don't have a network, or I don't know, your mobile phone is low battery, whatever. So here are some tips from me to communicate with Japanese people easier. So number 1 is obviously speak slowly. That is the most important, obviously. If you speak English faster, that is more challenging for Japanese people. So please try to speak slowly as much as possible. Even you think it's very slow, but it's still fast for Japanese people, non-native speakers. So maybe speak really slowly like this. But it's probably a bit frustrated for you, I think. That definitely helps Japanese people to understand your English. And number 2, that is also very important, don't abbreviate your language. If I have one easiest example is, let's say I want something. But if you say I want something, some Japanese people probably don't understand what exactly you say, so don't abbreviate. That is also connected to speak slowly. That is very important. Okay, number 3. That's probably sounds weird, but please say something as short as possible. I would say don't make a sentence. So for example, let's say, can I have a water please? That is like maybe, kind of like polite way to say that. Even though you just say water please, the meaning itself is still same, right? So if you say like something like, can I have a water please? Can I have or whatever, that part is probably, difficult to understand for Japanese people. So even though you don't say that, the meaning is still same. So don't say that, okay? So it's like sounds probably weird, but that definitely helps Japanese people to understand. So speak as short as possible. So don't make a sentence. Water, please. That's it. We Japanese understand. Well, Tokyo is a huge city than you expected. So if you go around many tourist spots in Tokyo, one day isn't not enough. So it's a good idea to make a plan to visit before coming to Tokyo. So here are some areas that offer a unique experience in Tokyo. Alright, so the first one is Asakusa. It's a famous area for traditional Japanese culture. You can also find many unique Japanese products there. Roppongi or Shibuya is famous for its latest culture with skyscrapers and many shops. You can feel modern culture there. Number 3, Shinjuku is famous for its drinking and nightlife. They also have several famous drinking streets which create wonderful drinking culture, so you can enjoy drinking more than any place in Japan. Number 4, Odaiba. It's a Bay Area where the view is nice with futuristic buildings. It's a nice place for dating, I think, but especially if you want to have a chill time with your partner, you should go there. Number 5, Takao. It's popular for day trip hiking where you get to experience hot springs too. Takao is just 30 minutes away from central Tokyo, but a good place to feel nature in Tokyo. If you feel tired of the hustle and bustle in Tokyo, that is a place you should escape. Well, of course, apart from them, there are other popular tourist spots in Tokyo. If you go around many tourist spots, as much as possible, you should make a plan before coming to Tokyo, especially if your time is limited. When you're moving around Tokyo by public transportation, avoid peak hour is very important. When planning on weekday, it is a good idea to avoid public transportation from 7 to 9 o'clock in the morning, 5 to 7:30 in the evening. If you have a huge suitcase or a lot of stuff, it's almost impossible to get on trains if it's crowded. If you need to use trains during the peak hours, here are some tips to share. Well, number 1 is avoid carrying many pieces of luggage. If you have a backpack, it's a good idea to carry in front when you're on the train, especially crowded train. You probably find many Japanese people have a backpack, but they put in front when they get on train. That is kind of like the manner in Japan. Okay, number 2, choose the furthest carriage, which means in front or at the end. People tend to jump onto the carriages in the middle because the stairs is basically at the middle of the station platform, right? So basically if you get on the further carriage, it's basically less crowded. Yeah, of course still crowded, but basically better than the carriage in the middle. Go further as much as possible. Okay, number 3, during peak hours, you can find a lot of queues on the station platform. Let's say like, the line 1, line 2, line 3, something like that. That is obviously line 1 is waiting for next train. It's a good idea to be part of, let's say, line 3 or whatever. You highly be ahead of queue. Of course, you need to give up 1 or 2 trains, but don't worry, in Japan, in Tokyo especially, the train is run, let's say, 3 to 5 minutes, so just need to wait maybe 8 to 10 minutes, but you can easily get on the train. But especially you have a lot of like luggage or like suitcase, whatever, that is probably the best idea. But obviously trains in Tokyo are very convenient that you can go anywhere basically in Tokyo, but the problem is they are complicated. Not all the lines are operated by the same company, even though the station name has the same, but you need to walk around to change the train. And of course, you need to buy a different ticket. One example is Shinjuku Station, which is, I guess, really popular. They have 12 different lines. When you're changing JR Shinjuku Station to OED line Shinjuku Station, you probably need to walk 10 to 15 minutes because OED Shinjuku line located on underground 7th or 8th floor, so that is why it takes a lot of time to change, even though it's same Shinjuku Station. So basically, in the big station, get confused, get lost, so don't hesitate to ask station man or station attendants. They are normally wearing a uniform, so you can easily find them. And also remember, when you ask something to the station man or whatever, remember the tips I shared before to communicate with Japanese people. Speak slowly, don't abbreviate, as short as possible. Okay, but it's also a good idea to download translation apps for Japan or whatever in Tokyo. But obviously there are several popular translation apps. Google app is most easiest way to use. There is also Japan Transit Planner. They also provide English version, so you can easily use as far as you can use English. Yeah, so to avoid confusion and exchange your train easily, to download this app is definitely helpful. Before diving into local food market to unique Japanese cuisine, don't forget to bring cash. Well, especially most food stand and ramen restaurant, they basically don't allow you to pay by, let's say, credit card or payment app, whatever, basically cash only. So don't forget to bring cash even in Tokyo. Well, Tokyo is obviously one of the modern cities and well developed, but there is some reasons behind they don't introduce that kind of cashless payment. Yeah, still in Tokyo 2023, you still need the cash. Don't forget about it. While talking about the difference about Japanese trains in Tokyo, many lines introduce women-only carriage, but it's basically don't exist in countryside in Japan. Women-only carriage is basically during peak hours, so basically in the morning, as I share, 7 to 9 o'clock and 5 o'clock to maybe 7 o'clock in the evening. The reason to introduce that kind of carriage is to avoid sexual assaults. If you are a man, be careful getting on these kind of carriages. Women-only carriages are basically a first train or last train. There is also clear indicated on the window and doors. If you are in a hurry in the morning or in the evening during peak hours, don't jump on the train. Please check the carriage before you get on. If you accidentally get on women-only carriage, don't be panic. Just move to the next carriage. Well, another piece of advice for men from me, it's a good idea you bring your phone, you use your phone, maybe your right hand, and grab a strap of the train. That is obviously proof that you can't do any sexual assaults. It sounds probably weird for you guys, but in Japan, there are some false accusation, especially for the sexual assault. Even there is famous cinema in Japan talking about false accusation. For your safety, I think it's a really good idea, especially you are a man and when you get on crowded train in Tokyo. If you are using public transportation in Tokyo, it's a good idea to get IC card in advance. The choice is probably either Suica or Passmo. They are issued by different companies, but the function itself is exactly same. In addition, nowadays Suica and Passmo is more useful. You can buy a product paying by Suica or Passmo in stores, and also I think all convenience stores are available paying by Suica and Passmo. So if you have Suica or Passmo, your shopping is much easier as well. You're moving around and traveling around in Tokyo by public transportation. Buying an IC card is a good idea. When using an escalator in Tokyo, don't stand in the middle and also don't stand the right side. Basically, you need to stand left side in Tokyo. Basically, the right side is people who want to run up in a hurry. If you have a suitcase or a rope luggage, I think it's a good idea to put in front. because if you put aside, other people who run up in a hurry can't go through. The reason why I share this topic is if you go to west side of Japan, let's say Kyoto, Osaka, it's basically opposite somehow. It's complicated, I guess. You basically stand on right side and left side is the people who want to run up in a hurry, so don't confuse. Although Narita Airport is the biggest airport in Japan, and I think many people choose Narita Airport to coming to Tokyo, but it's not located in Tokyo. If you land in Narita Airport, you need to consider extra time to move to central Tokyo. So we highly recommend land at Haneda Airport instead. The bus or train can get you to Tokyo station within 30 to 40 minutes. The cost difference might not be so significant even from Narita Airport, but you can save a lot of time, which is very important for you, I guess. So unless you have a specific reason, choose Haneda Airport instead of Narita Airport. If you have no choice and landing at Narita Airport, using a Narita Express is the easiest and the best way to reach central Tokyo. It can take you from Narita Airport to Tokyo Station in 1 hour, I guess. Ticket costs a bit like expensive, around 3,000 yen. Well, there are also cheaper options using local lines, but it takes I think 2 hours or more. Of course it's cheaper, but it takes more time, so I don't recommend. You can also use Limousine bus, which takes maybe 1.5 or 2 hours. The cost is roughly 1,000 or 1,500 yen. So it's slightly cheaper, but like takes more time than Narita Express. If you don't mind price of the ticket, Narita Express is the best way from Narita Airport to Tokyo Station. Now you know all travel tips you should know before coming to Tokyo. So your trip to Tokyo must be fantastic more. If you like to make your trip in Japan even better, please watch this video, which we introduce other travel tips in Japan. If you think this video is helpful, please give us a good button and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoy and have a wonderful time in Tokyo. Have fun. See you soon. Bye.